Hey there, San Diego. I'm Atiana Parker, your co-host for San Diego's hottest show, The Block. Our show delivers stories on the businesses, entertainment, arts, technology, and sports that make San Diego special. Today on The Block, we'll introduce you to one of the world's top pro skaters and the co-founder for one of San Diego's hottest ice cream spots. You'll also meet America's go-to leader on etiquette and an organic juice company that's changing the world of nutrition. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. In this segment, you'll meet a man whose perseverance made him internationally known for simply doing what he loved. Passion quickly turned to determination to leave his impact on the street skating world. Meet Sergi Nicolas.
My name is Sergi Nicolas. I'm from Barcelona, Spain, and I'm a professional streetboarder. I had the skateboarding in my head for many, many years. When I was a little kid, maybe I was like 5 or 6, I watched a really famous movie. It's called Thrashin. There were like 2 bands, like the bad guys and the good guys. And I saw that movie and I was like, whoa, I want to be that guy. And that guy the name was like Corey Webster. He was like the good guy, the good looking guy, the guy who always wins the contest. And so like I saw that movie and I was watching that movie like almost every day. And my mom bought me a skateboard when I was really young. So I kind of like been on the scene for a while, basically, since I was a kid. I wanted to be a professional like since day one. Like I just started riding and I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be like a professional and I wanted to make a living out of it. My first sponsor was Eastpak, the backpacks, and Vans. I was 14 and all my friends wanted to go to a European championship that was in Germany. For me, that trip kind of like marked my career and lead me to go like for what I wanted. That I wanted to be a skater and I wanted to be like out there. I saw that I was really competitive with the riders that were out there and they were like the best guys out there. That was like my first like momentum in my brain that like, oh, I really want to like do this. I was training for the World Cup that was going to be in the UK. A month before that, I took out of place my left shoulder, doing like a trick that I learned like not so long ago, and it became really natural to do that trick. And I was skating without a shirt, and I done the trick, I slip up a little bit, and I pop out my shoulder. First day that I strapped in after 3 months and a half without skating was really bad. Like I felt bad, I was really depressed, and it was really hard to come back and get that confidence inside of myself again. It was one of my hardest things that I had to do in my career, I think. I knew since day one, since I started skating after my injury, that I wanted to be skating no matter what. And I always keep saying that no matter what happens to me, like I want to keep skating. So streetboard basically it's a board that is made by 3 pieces and they are together with 2 axles, like 2 pivot systems that connect the 3 parts. And it looks the same as a skateboard, but you also have bindings on it. So you can actually do the same movements as the skateboard guys do with grinds. And you can also do the flips and spins that they do on a snowboard. So basically, you can call it's a mix between those 2 sports into the payment. In the future, what I want, as I said before, like people to ride this sport. That's actually like my goal. Like for the past year, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what everybody, all the companies are trying to do, and that's my accomplishment. And I want to like work whatever it takes to like make that happen.
You can find out more about Sergi by visiting his Facebook and Instagram at Sergi Nicolas.
When you have more month in your food, you make sure your kids don't ever go to sleep hungry.
We have many kids that are coming to school hungry, and when they're hungry, their mind is not on math, language arts.
Sometimes academic doesn't happen if you're hungry.
Feeding San Diego is a godsend, and it's a variety of food.
Fresh food that I swear it feels like it just came off of the tree.
Feeding San Diego serves people who
serve our country,
raise families,
and seek education.
To donate, visit feedingsandiego.org.
Ice cream has always been a part of the Southern California lifestyle, whether it be paired with a hot summer's day or the perfect after-dinner treat. Voted San Diego's #1 ice cream shop, we get to sit down and hear the story of Hammond's.
What we like to portray at Hammond's is when you step into a Hammond's, at any of the Hammond's location, you know you're at Hammond's Ice Cream. It's very detailed as far as, you know, the architecture of the shop. We have a large community table because we want it to be an ice cream parlor feel, but in today's world, in today's society. And then we also have a scoop frame in each of the shop. It looks different, but it's all made of antique scoopers, you know, all across the country. So we want everyone to have the same experience when they step in the Hammond's and know it's a Hammond's, but in every location feel that they're at a different Hammond's location. Once they start ordering and once they are greeted by an employee, we want them to really feel genuine, really wonderful customer service. It's a customer-centric shop that we run. So that's what the Hammond's experience is. And you know, you try as many samples as you like, you're just greeted the whole time. You know, you're just having a happy feeling when you're at Hammond's. Trang Hammond. I am the co-founder of Hammond's Gourmet Ice Cream. I was born in Saigon, Vietnam, and when I was 4 years old, my mom escaped Vietnam with my sister and I. My sister is 9 at the time, and we escaped to America when I was 4 years old, and we lived in San Diego and moved to Orange County. So I've lived in Southern California growing up, and then I moved back to San Diego for college, and I've been here ever since. Mom instilled such a strong work ethic in me growing up. You know, every penny counted, literally, and family was priority. That's why it just made sense for us when we were pregnant the first time, that we wanted to be there for our family. I didn't want to stay in a job where I had to drop them off at, you know, daycare. We wanted to raise them ourselves. So it just made sense to us that, hey, let's put our minds together. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna open a business together, and we don't have to drop our kids off at daycare, and it'll be a family business. So that's how that all came together. As far as it being an ice cream business, you know, we always love Hawaii. To us, that's our second home, and we try to go there as much as we can because we feel, you know, really, it's like a vacation away from a vacation, because San Diego is kind of vacation too, you know, it's a nice place to live. And so when we go to Kauai, there's this ice cream shop that we always go to, and we look forward to going there. And so when we realized what we wanted, a small business that we wanted to open here in San Diego, we wanted to open an ice cream shop that sold that particular ice cream, because it's, you know, our second home, and we just love it so much, and that's how the ice cream shop came to be. You know, at first, we thought that the ice cream shop would just be a neighborhood North Park ice cream shop. And it still is, but it has grown before our eyes. And that's why we've opened 2 locations. So what pushed us past that is the customer's response. And our ice cream shops are so customer service centric that the customers respond to that, and they can feel that we put a lot of energy into that. So that's why, you know, we realize that we can make this bigger. We can provide this service to other parts of San Diego. And so the response really got us motivated to go past just the one shop. It's a family-owned business, and family is very important to us. So when I say that, you know, we work with a lot of schools because it helps fund a lot of the programs for the kids. Every location we work with the schools that neighbor our locations. And they always have ice cream socials. The kids come in, or we actually give free ice cream when kids, like a book reading program for some schools. We give free ice cream for that. So, and a lot of sports teams as well. So we like to work with the community a lot. Another thing is, because of my background in management, I really take seriously managing and making sure that our employees have a great place to work. And a lot of times, a lot of the employees that work for us are high school kids, and it's their first job. I want to make that first job experience the best that I can make it for them. Because I remember my first job, and I want to make sure that things that I didn't like about that I make sure that the kids don't experience. And I want them to grow up to be a great member of society as well, so that the skills that they learn at our shop is going to, you know, be with them forever, as, you know, whether they know it or not. So I want to make sure that I instill to them great values, and then they can, you know, bring that to their next career, their next job, and so forth. You know, for me personally, it was persistence, sacrifice, and consistency. So, you know, you gotta, and priority. So I prioritize my family. And when you start up anything, not even just a small business, you have to know what you prioritize, because your mind will just go everywhere, and it's just gonna be hard to do the things you need to do. So as long as my family, my husband, my children are, you know, at the right place, taken care of, you know, my business, I'll get it to where it needs to be. And then sacrifice. You know, there's things that I had to sacrifice because small business takes so much time. If you get into a small business and you think you can still do some of the fun things you did before, it might be a little difficult. So you have to get into there with the mindset, knowing that there's some things you have to sacrifice, like Sunday brunch sometimes, you know, things like that, small things like that. And then lastly is consistency. You know, you have to be consistent at it until your goal is met. And that's just personally for me anyway. And consistency is throughout, not just your goals, it's with your shop. For us, you know, customer service is #1. So we have to be consistent at it. It's never #2, you know, because this needs to be #1. So consistency in your life is just so important. Hi, my name is Trang Hammond. I'm the co-founder of Hammond's Gourmet Ice Cream, and you are watching The Block.
You can check out Hammond's at one of their 3 locations in North Park, Point Loma, or Pacific Beach. Be sure to visit their website at hammondsgourmet.com. etiquette, no one knows it better than our next guest. Dubbed the Etiquette Lady, she created a brand for herself that was even featured on the Today Show. Meet Elaine Swann.
My journey in entrepreneurism started shortly after I graduated from high school. I always knew that there was something special within me, and I had been journaling for years and years and years and kind of putting down my thoughts and my feelings and my ideas. And I got to the point to where I figured out that whatever it is I was looking for, it wasn't in Oceanside, California. I needed to expand my horizons and go somewhere else. So I got this big idea in my head and thought, you know what, I want to be on TV. The only way you can be on TV at that time that I thought was either to live in New York or Los Angeles. So of course, being the risk taker that I am, I moved to New York. Dragged my poor little daughter to New York, not knowing anyone at all except for some friends of my parents from Panama. And I started trekking the streets just like any other person who arrived in New York to get into the entertainment business. While I was in New York, my dream job, which was to be on television, was not paying my bills and helping me to take care of myself. So while I was still auditioning as a model and participating in pageants, because that's where I got my very first start, which is a pageant back home when I was in Oceanside, one of the things that I did was I was the hostess with the mostest. And so I found some of the top restaurants in New York City, walked in there, you know, wet behind the ears and said, "Hi, I'm from California and I'd like a hostess job." The first time I feel as though I ever got a breakthrough that took my desire to be on television and my passion, which was teaching etiquette, was in January of 2005. I went to NBC Studios in San Diego and slept on the ground and got in line and auditioned for the Martha Stewart Apprentice. She did one season of The Apprentice, and I went and slept on the ground, got in line for the audition. Well, in the middle of the night, one of the reporters for NBC came out and wanted to interview just 3 or 4 of us and ask us why we were there and what did we do for a living. So here I go and I get up and I say, "My name is Elaine Swann and I'm an etiquette coach," and I do my thing. And after this interview, one of the producers comes out and hands me her business card and says, "I don't know what you plan on doing as far as this is concerned, but you have a great voice and you should go into broadcasting. We'd like to have you on as a guest and talk about etiquette." And never in my life did I ever think that I could take this thing that I was so passionate about, which was teaching girls etiquette, and put it together with that deep passion that I knew, which was to be on television. So on May 5th, 2005, I got my very first big break where I made my very first appearance on NBC Studios in San Diego as an etiquette expert. And that started an incredible 3-year relationship with them. And after that, my career has just continued to catapult to what you see today. For the individual who is looking at pursuing their career in whatever it is, my advice is to never take no for your final answer. Always keep going. There's always a way that you can get around something. If you can't get around it, then get over it, or either get under it or get somebody to link up with you and keep pushing your way through. But do not take no for an answer. I never accept a no. When you tell me no, that means forge forward ahead. And so I would encourage anyone to just don't take no for an answer. Hi, I'm Elaine Swann, the Etiquette Lady. We're here in Oceanside, California, and you are watching The Block.
You can brush up on your etiquette skills at elaineswann.com.
When you have more month than your food, you make sure your kids don't ever go to sleep hungry.
We have many kids that are coming to school hungry, and when they're hungry, their mind is not on math, language arts.
Sometimes academic doesn't happen if you're hungry.
Feeding San Diego is a godsend, and it's a variety of food.
Fresh food that I swear it feels like it just came off of the tree.
Feeding San Diego serves people who
Serve our country.
Raise families.
And seek education.
To donate, visit feedingsandiego.org.
When this life coach turned juicer decided to take his skills to the masses, Fully Loaded Juice was born. With his mindset to heal through organic juices, he began to change the world of hospital nutrition. Meet Kaz Murphy.
You know, we were trying to come up with a name, and I was actually walking my dog around the neighborhood. I live about a block and a half over there as well. Walking my dog around the neighborhood, and the whole thing came to me at once. I just went fully loaded micro juicery, and I was thinking like there's all these micro breweries around, but we're like a micro juicery. And I was like oh, somebody, because every time we get a name, we'd Google it, and oh, somebody's already got it. I was like, somebody has to have this name. And I even envisioned the Woody, our logo, which is an old Woody with the vegetables coming out the back. I was like fully loaded, because you know, there's cars that are fully loaded that have everything in them and all that stuff. So we went back and Googled it and checked it out, and nobody had it. We were like fully loaded. So, and we just thought it was a real play on words, that we're fully loaded with vitamins and minerals and nutrients, you know, so. I'm Kaz Murphy. I'm the co-owner of Fully Loaded Micro Juicery right here in Encinitas, California. Well, the way I got into the juicing business, I was really inspired by working with schizophrenics and paranoid schizophrenics and people with Parkinson's to see how much the juices were helping them that I gave to them over the years. And then after my wife and I, Jackie, moved to Encinitas, we just decided to give it a shot. We'd been having brunches and for years, and always making juices for our guests, and people loved them, and they were always saying we should start something like that. So we thought we'd give it a shot, and we started in the farmers markets, and it really went well. So we started the shop where we're sitting right now. Well, the way we came up with the flavors, Jackie and I both have ideas for recipes. Jackie's an organic chef, has been for about 20 years. And she cooks a lot of international cuisines. So she uses secrets that they use in those cuisines to really balance our recipes. But besides making the juices just taste good, we also want them to be nutritionally balanced, so that they're not necessarily all of them doing a particular thing for you, but that they're working in unison to either give you energy or be an immunity booster or an anti-inflammatory. So we just started working with the different flavors and juices, and you know, we used to just centrifugally juices when you spin the juice around, but we bought a Norwalk juicer, which is a really beautiful cold press juicer, and as soon as we started juicing with that, we would be trying out the recipes and going, God, I'm feeling like really on fire here and a lot of energy. We couldn't believe the difference and the energy we felt from cold pressed juice than from what we felt from just making regular centrifugal juice. That really helped inspire us to move on with it as well. If we were just centrifugally juicing, I don't know if we would have gotten into it. I'd say the cold press made the big difference for us. Well, you know, we want to stay a little more local and keep the juices raw. We're considering possibly putting some in stores. But if we do that, there's a technology called UV light. It's actually ultraviolet light, and it's used on a lot of the foods we eat. We're dabbling and thinking of doing that, but we're just looking into that right now. Really, our mission is to work with local organic farms, have the produce picked as soon as it comes to our shop. I mean, sometimes we get the produce picked that morning and we make it into juice, and that's really our goal, to get it in the bottles, juiced, and get it out to the people so that they can really feel the results. Now, what inspires me, I love coming up with the new recipes and finding out that they work and people love them. I love the fact that I love the image of our store and what it is to people. It's sort of like walking into an old general store or something when you come in here. And so I really wanted to have something that I felt comfortable with. The music I play is kind of Americana roots music. And so I just wanted to have a feel that fits that. Maybe that's a little selfish, I don't know, but that was my vision. So, well, I'd like people to remember me as you know, really being a boost to the community and serving the community with a really healthy product.
To learn more about Fully Loaded Juice, visit their website at fullyloadedjuice.com.
Toast, so give me the top dollar. I got the pop collar. You know the name of this. I got on Rottweiler. I do the thing with ease. She on the neck and knees. I don't be saying ho. I just be saying please. Give me the top dollar. I got the pop collar. You know the name of this.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Block. You can catch bonus footage of the show and watch it weekly on your computer or mobile device at theblocksd.tv. To get a behind-the-scenes look at The Block, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at TheBlockSD. Stay on the rise, San Diego.
In your baby blue panties.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Huerta. Welcome to another episode of The Spotlight. Today, in this beautiful morning, we're going to be talking with the man behind one of the dopest clothing lines in San Diego right now, Rottweiler. We're going to talk about where it all got started, some of the inspirations, and where he hopes to take the brand from here. So when you come follow us, see what it's all about. We're standing here with the man behind Rottweiler, Mr. Steve. How are you doing?
Good, bro.
All right, so let's acknowledge the canine in the room. What's up with Rottweiler?